Just when you think the West Tigers might finally claw our way out of the NRL gutter, Alex Seyfarth steps up to remind us all we've still got heart, grit, and a bloody good shot at turning this ship around. What's up, Tigers fans? Welcome back to NRL Deep Dive. I'm Geordie, a diehard supporter of the NRL West Tigers, and like every single one of you legends watching, I'm absolute buzzing for this 2025 season. We're talking today Alex Seyfarth. This bloke's been just like grafting us for the last little while, getting us through the dark days, right? And with the 2025 season looming, I think it's time to give him the spotlight he deserves. We're going to be talking like his playmaking, strengths, weaknesses, and just how he's going to help us climb out of the wooden spoon pit and into something we can all be proud of as Tigers fans. Grab a beer, kick back, do whatever you got to do to chill out. We're going to be talking all things Seyfarth today, so don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, helps me in the algorithm out a ton. And drop your thoughts in the comments on what you think Alex Seyfarth is going to do for us this year. So let's talk a little bit about Alex. He is a homegrown warrior. We're talking he's a forward who's been bleeding orange and black since day dot. Born in Orange, New South Wales, July 99. And this guy is just been an absolute Balmain junior through and through. He started with Dundas Shamrocks, running around as kids, dreaming of the big time like we all do at one point. And get this, he played an under-10s grand final at Leichhardt Oval. So how's that for a Tigers baptism, right, guys? And that's kind of where it all kicked off for him. And by 2017, he was in our jersey. We're talking he was named the Player of the Year, the 18 and 19-year-old. And he was already turning heads and making a name for himself. And then that same year, he was pulling on the sky blue for the New South Wales under-18s, showing that he's got the goods against the best in the country. And then 19 rolls around, and he's captaining our under-20s team, proper orders, leading from the front. And just like proper leadership stuff too. And fast forward to 2020 and bam, NRL debut against the Sharks, round 3, middle of COVID madness, no crowd, weird vibes, but Seyfarth doesn't flinch, comes off the bench, throws this 110 kilo frame around and starts his NRL story right there and then. Now, what are we, 70 games deep for him, and he's locked into 2028. Eight extremely long years with us, is going to be turning 29 that final season, and I'm saying that's loyalty, that is belief in a club, and that's a bloke who wants to see us and the team rise, right? So what does he bring to the table? I was stewing on this on my way home from work today, and I want to start with his strengths because this guy has got plenty on it. We're talking Seyfarth is like a bloody like workhorse, full stop. You want tackles, here's your man. Like averages over like 30 a game, and check this, right? Like 63 tackles against the Dragons in 23, round 15, a career high that had us all screaming at the TV. If you guys remember that, that's just not effort. That is a brick wall in boots. And he, I would say, has got legs too. He runs about 90 meters a game, which is just unheard of, and he hits the line extremely hard. He keeps chugging when others are gassed. Last year he stepped up big. He started on the right edge after John Bateman bailed for England, and he didn't fill a gap. He didn't just fill a gap, he owned the gap. Like, he was scoring against Manly around 2023, he was like slicing through, dots down, absolute gold. Like, then back it up against Penrith even. Like, he cuts inside, crashes over, leaves the Premier scratching their heads on like, who is this guy and what has he done with the West Tigers, right? And that's 2 tries in 2024 alone. That's just doubling his career tally to 4. For a forward, that's just not grunt. That's just absolute, like, just riot. Like, he's sniffing around the ruck. He's crashing onto short balls like a missile. And playmaking-wise, he is just no halfback. But let's be real, he's not flicking, he's doing like the no flicking, no look passes, whatever you want to call him, like Luai, but he's got a bit of a craft, like the lower grades, he was like dishing assists left and right. Jersey Flake's like stats show how he set up tries with clever offloads and like the late tip-ons and things like that. And then like in the NRL, it's simpler. Like, think short balls over the edge, linking with Lockie Galvin in the preseason drills. I saw it against the Eels trial, actually, as I think about it. Galvin dumb, like he dummied to on that play, and then Seyfarth ran the decoy open space for Staines to score. And you know, Benji's on the record. He competes on every play. That's just not fluff. Like, that's a coach who sees a bloke who can make things happen, even if it's not flashy. Like, this is the guy who keeps the engine running, tackles, runs, and in the odd moment, we're talking brilliance. Like, he's just not perfect, but you know, nobody is, and we've got to be honest about like the weaknesses too. And I think for him, some of the biggest weaknesses can be kind of one-dimensional, but his game's built on effort, not flair. Kind of like a Toyota, like I say in every video about someone. He's not throwing like cutouts or like kicking grubbers. So if we're chasing a spark from, you know, the back row, he's not going to be the first pick, and that's okay. But he attacks solid, but his attack is also a little limited when I think about it, in terms of like, those tries are great, but 4 in 70 games isn't setting the world on fire. For him as well, size is another thing. Like, at 102 kilos, whoops, my bag, sorry guys, 102 kilos, he's tough, but he's not a giant like Terrell May or even like David Clemmer. Big packs, think like Souths, the Roosters, they can push him back when they roll forward through him, and we've seen it, like games where he's monstered early, and then the meters dry up. I don't know. I think for him, that's going to be his biggest thing. Is he just needs the man up a little. In terms of injuries, they've been kind of sitting on him as well. And we're talking like I think it was an MCL tear in the 20s, and he sidelined him after his debut. We're talking a pec niggle a couple years back. Believe that cost him a couple of weeks. Nothing career-ending, but it is a pattern. 10 games in 22, 17 last year, 19 the year before. Like, staying fit is his challenge. And because when he's off the park, like we feel it. Like, still at 26, he's hitting his prime, but his body is hardening at the same time, and his mind's sharpening. But like, that's where the hope lives. So if he can keep the mind intact, I think we will be just fine. But where does he slot in? I reckon he's our right edge back row for 25. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Bateman's gone. We got Seyfarth. He's kind of just the next natural one. He's earned it, I would say. Like, preseason's been a ripper. He's played both trials. Started against the Dogs. You know, came off the bench against the Eels. He looked extremely sharp, and he played extremely sharp too. And that right edge, you know, with Galvin, mate, it's brewing something special in my opinion. We got, you know, Galvin got the vision. Seyfarth has that running, like that crashing the whole kind of dragging defenders with him kind of guy. And then up front, he's flanked by Royce Hunt, and you know, just the May Bash brothers as well. Like, he'll soften the middle, but while Appy's feeding from dummy half and picking gaps, Seyfarth can just absolute exploit. And Samuela Fanu's on the left edge, Jack Bird's at the lock, and then suddenly our pack's got extreme depth, balance, and just a bit of like mongrel spirit, if you will. Like, Seyfarth's the glue, I think, that's keeping us steady. And when the big dogs need a blow, we're talking like success in 2025. I think so. We've been through hell. 3 wooden spoons, guys. 6 measly wins last year. 58 losses since 22. Tortures. This is tortures for us fans. And I think this year's going to be different. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Luai's here. Taruva's electric. Hunt's a beast. Seyfarth's ready to step up and make a difference in this team. We're not just dreaming of grand finals here, guys, so let's not get carried away. But I think mid-tables, hell yeah, I think that's in our cards easily. I can kind of taste it. And I think if Seyfarth stays the heartbeat of that push, like 30 tackles a game, 90 meters a game, maybe a cheeky try here and there, like if he plays 20-plus games and that's the goal, he's laying the platform for Luai and Galvin to just weave their magic and maybe get us to the premiership. But imagine it, right? Seyfarth smashes through the line, offloads to Appy, who flicks to Luai, bang. Taruva's over in the corner. That's the stuff that we've been missing. His edge running is just a weapon too. Like those Manly and Penrith tries weren't luck. Benji's coaching style, short balls, whole running. It's tailor-made for Seyfarth. Like, it's spitting image of Marshall, right? And remember when Benji and Farrow were like carving teams up back in the day? I really see that, you know, Seyfarth is the new age version. Less flash, more crash, but same idea, right? A new and improved, if you will. Keep the defense guessing, and he's tough. 63 tackles in one game. That's kind of like, you know, that's just mongrel spirit. Like, he is tearing it up. He is eating them for dinner. Long term, though, I think he's out till 2028 or whatever with us, and then he's going to be turning 29 that year. And then just like, he's going to be here for the whole rebuild, guys. Like, that is huge. He's not just captaining us to a premiership or, you know, cracking Origin. Like, let's be real, but he is the bloke that is going to get us the 10th, maybe 8th in the if the stars align. And pair him with Fanu's flair, like, and Hunt's power, May's offloads even, and our pack's got extreme legs now. Buller's flying out of the back, Luai's pulling strings, Galvin is growing, Seyfarth is the guy that holds it all together again. Game after game, consistency is going to be his ticket. And if he dodges the injury curse, my goodness, he's a 50 tackle, 100 meter machine, and by season end, like, that's just the base we got to build on for next year as well. He's tough, he's reliable, and he is ours. And as a fan, he's my kind of player. Like, growing up as a Tigers fan and watching him play at Leichhardt as a kid, I mean, it doesn't get much more, like, loyal than that, right? He gets what it means to wear the jersey, and he's proud. You see it in his eyes after a loss. Like, it hurts him as much as it hurts us Tigers fans. And he's spoken about it too. Back in, 23, he told the Daily Telegraph he lives for the grind, and he loves the club's history. And that's not a PR spin. That is just a kid that is living out his dream with the West Tigers. He's not like the marquee star. He's not the headline grabber, but he's the soul and kind of the underdog, I think, and every team needs one, and he is ours. Round 1 against the Knights, 2 weeks away. I am tipping him to start. I'm thinking smashing 40 tackles, run 100 meters at least, and maybe sneak a try off Galvin. I think he's going to set the tone as well for a scrap. We don't just roll over anymore, guys. Like, the West Tigers are built on success, and it isn't just points. It is pride. It is fight, and it is showing the comp. We are not a joke anymore. And Seyfarth's got that in spades. Like, he's lived in this since he was 10. He knows what it's like to be a diehard fan, and playing under the Leichhardt Oval lights. Like, this is the future for him and the future for the club, and it is bright with him, I think. And mid-table this year is going to be no-brainer, I think. You know, like, pushing higher by 28, I think. We're just going to be unstoppable as a club. And he's not perfect again. I will be honest. But need to stay, like, in the park and add a touch more spark. But he is a Tiger and a Tigers fan, and he is fighting for us. And what do you reckon, Tigers faithfuls? Like, is Seyfarth going to be the unsung hero for us and what we've been waiting for? And how do you think he's going to contribute to, like, Fanu and to all of the other guys that we finally get this year? We're talking Mason, people like that. Like, drop your take in the comments. Let me know how you think it's all going to pan out. Do you think we're going to, you know, make it deep into the season this year, or even, like, just land mid-table, which is so much better than a wooden spoon? Smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe. It helps me in the algorithm out a ton. And as always, Tigers fans, take it easy. Catch you next time, you bloody legends.